Hello, my name is Dr. Abigail Wright and I'm an educational psychologist with a special interest in the early years. And I'm going to talk to you about some of my favourite top tips for the things that you can do as a parent or carer of a young baby or a young child during this current challenging climate. So my first top tip is really to focus on the things that you are able to control. Unfortunately, there is a lot of things that you are unable to control in this current climate. So for example, we're unable to go and visit our family and friends. We're unable to visit some of maybe the restaurants or places that we would have liked to with our young baby or child. And we're unable to do things like go to baby groups and meet with other mums and dads or parents and carers. However, there are lots of things that we are able to do at home. So we are able to sing nursery rhymes, we are able to read books, we are able to do games such as hide and seek, peekaboo, or other things depending on your child's age. So really what might be useful for you to do is to kind of create a plan with those that live with you at home that is unique to your situation and come up with the things that you might be able to do on a day-to-day basis with your own resources. This can be quite useful to refer to because sometimes when we're tired or we're stressed from other things going on in our daily life, it can be quite difficult to think of ideas on the spot. So I quite like having something like this to be able to refer to as and when needed. And the second thing really is to focus play and well-being. I like to think of well-being as the building block that's required for all other areas of development. So for example, you might like to think of it as the roots to a tree. So without the roots in place, you might not be able to support the development of other skills, for example, cognitive skills, physical skills, play skills, or maybe that first Lego block in a block of Lego brick towers. So without that first block in place, the rest of the towers will fall apart. So really take time to just build positive bonds, to spend time with another at home and to make sure that you feel safe, happy and secure at home. Those are the most important things that you can do because without those very first steps in place, it's going to be really difficult to be in the right position to learn or play or do other things that can positively promote our development. Again, don't underestimate the value of play, particularly in the early years. We can pretty much learn skills across all different areas just through play. And if we're focusing on a child's strengths and an interest, they're more likely to engage and learn in the first place. And the best way often to do this is by focusing on things that they enjoy playing with. So for example, for my little girl at home, she absolutely loves role play. So engaging in role play about school, which is quite useful for this time, but also through playing with her dollies and doing things like taking her dollies for coffee or to the cinema. And these can be really useful ways of getting in daily learning activities. So sometimes we'll be at school and I can do some phonics at school and it's all through play and she's much more open to engaging with those as well. Then the third thing which I'm regularly giving advice on at the moment is supporting emotional connections at home. So although we're unable to physically touch or see some of the people that we love and admire at the moment and are really important for protecting our well-being, that does not mean that we can't work on our emotional connections with them and that we can't help our little people do this as well. So I've actually created a little document, a visual document on this that describes lots of different ideas of how we can do this. So one of my favourite things at the moment that we do at home is I ask my little girl to lie on the floor with her arms out like this and we draw round her outline. And then what we say is that we've drawn her hug and we've posted this on our daily walks to family and friends and some of her friends have also posted them in return. There's a few other ideas as well on my activity sheet, which there's a link to on the website. Some of these things include making up a song for a loved one, or perhaps using a song which you already love and making it a little ritual, a daily ritual to either sing this song yourselves or to ask someone else to do it for you. Some other ideas might include thinking of something that your child is really interested in. So for me, my little girl's favourite character is Elsa. So we might pick Elsa's name and use the first letter of Elsa's name to say something that I'm really proud of my little girl for doing for that day. Because these little people really are heroes just as much as everyone else. I think lots of people are clapping for them on a Thursday as well, as all those people that are helping to look after us and to help to keep us going all different ways on a Thursday night too. So thank you for listening. I hope these top 3 tips helps a little, even just a little bit. And the other thing I'd just like to leave you with is a reminder that you yourself as a parent or a carer, that primary caregiver, is the most important thing for your child in order to develop. So by building in those connections with the primary caregiver itself, you are setting the foundations for all their other learning and development. So you have lots of skills yourself, and that really is a quite empowering position to be in, that you don't necessarily need other materialistic things, resources, or to leave the house to work on to some of these things at home. That's not to say that leaving the house isn't incredibly helpful and can be a really protective factor for our well-being as well. But it's a reminder to say that you are good enough, and that the things that you do with your child in terms of listening to them, taking time to talk and explain where necessary what's going on, and building those all important connections and having nice playtime together is, like I said, some of the most important things that you can do as a parent or carer. So thanks for listening, and look after yourselves.